Today, we wanted to show you how to make a classic Sichuan dish, jiangshao牛肉, or sauce-fried beef. It's one of our personal favorites, but unfortunately, it does seem to be a bit less well known outside of the province itself. So then, despite its name, what you're actually looking at with jiangshao, or sauce cooked, is more of a flavor profile than a technique. In Sichuan, you can find sauce-cooked eggplant, sauce-cooked bitter melon, sauce-cooked duck. That sauce then refers to this stuff, tianjiang, Sichuan-style sweet bean paste, which forms the foundation of the dish. Now, you might be familiar with northern-style sweet bean paste already. It's the basis of that sauce that you'd spread on your Beijing duck pancake. The Sichuan sort is different, less sweet, deeper in flavor. And annoyingly, I can say with relative certainty that you won't be able to find this stuff outside of China. So we set off trying to figure out a good sub for the stuff, and ended up settling on two imperfect but still tasty routes. See, digging through our cupboard, the closest thing we could find taste-wise was actually Japanese red miso. While they are made from different stuff, they hit a lot of the same notes, and in our test, purely miso-based versions also came out perfectly tasty. That said, the miso does miss a bit of oomph, so we decided to mix that red miso with northern-style sweet bean paste at a ratio of 3:1, and also toss in an additional 1-part doucher, black fermented soybeans. And while this sub isn't perfect, I'd say in the context of the final dish, it gets us about 95% of the way there. And again, if lazy, going solely red miso is also delicious. And of course, if you can find that Sichuan-style tianjiang, that would obviously be best. So right, beef. Today, we're using 350 grams of round, top round specifically, but this dish isn't overly picky. Just trim your beef, then slice it into about 2mm sheets against the grain. For this and many other Chinese beef dishes, that thinness will be critical. Especially with a cut like round, it could easily get chewy if left too thick. So then now we can marinate that. This will be quite similar to our standard beef marinade, but we'll be skipping the salt and going straight in with a teaspoon of sugar, a teaspoon of cornstarch, a half teaspoon dark soy sauce, and 1 teaspoon liaojiu, aka Shaoxing wine. And like most fried beef dishes, we'll also be slapping in 3 tablespoons of water. This water is ostensibly to make the beef juicier, but to be completely frank, I'm not 100% sure why it actually works. Also, quick aside that with this batch of beef, we totally forgot to add a tenderizing agent like papain or baking soda. So for best results, toss in a half teaspoon of one of those as well. Coat with a teaspoon or 2 of oil, and set that aside until it's ready to fry. Besides that, we'll also slice up 15 grams of dried chilies, 2 large scallions, white and green bits separated, both cut into 2-inch sections, about 1/6 of an onion cut into chunks, and 1 mild chili, de-ribbed and seeded, cut into similar-sized wedges. Now, to prep our beef for the jiangshao, we'll first be passing it through oil, that is, giving it a super brief deep fry. That said, if you're not in the mood, feel free to just give this a quick oily stir-fry instead. But for the pass-through, just get your oil up to about 160 centigrade, drop in the beef, and break it apart. Give it a super quick 20-second fry, then take it out and let any excess oil drain off. Now, before our final jiangshao, we'll make our life easier by prepping a quick seasoning liquid at first. This was a 1/4 teaspoon salt, a tablespoon and a half of sugar, 2 tablespoons light soy sauce, and 2/3 of a cup of water. And now, to fry. So as always, start with a long yao. Get your wok piping hot, shut off the heat, add in your oil, here about 3 tablespoons, and give it a swirl to get a nice nonstick surface. Now, don't turn on the heat just yet. We'll be adding our sauce paste in at first, but you have to be careful not to scorch it. So once it's in, just mix it a bit, then swap the flame to medium-low. Now fry that for about 2 minutes, or until it's mostly combined with the oil, then toss in your sliced chilies and scallion whites. Quick 15-second fry, then swap the flame to high and go in with that seasoning liquid from before. Give it a good mix, then once you're looking at a light simmer, toss in your beef. Arrange the beef pieces and let everything come up to a boil, roughly 1 minute, then let that cook in the bubbling sauce for 1 minute more. Toss in the onion and pepper, quick mix, then go in with a slurry of a tablespoon of cornstarch mixed with an equal amount of water. Quick note that if you're using that traditional Sichuan tianjiang, cut this slurry quantity in half, because that thickens better than the miso. Now just toss in the scallion greens, quick mix, and out. Sauce fried beef, done.
So we did beef here. But if you're making something else like bitter melon, eggplant, or tofu, what you want to do is that double the liquid amount and completely ignore the timing in our video and just cook it to tender. So right, check out the link in the description box for detailed recipe. A big thank you for everyone that's supporting us on Patreon, and of course, subscribe for more Chinese cooking videos.